Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Banishing the Doubt, Living Our Best Lives Right Now. It really is all about right now, guys. Today, I want to talk a little bit more about letting go, okay? Recognizing that our ego is in a box, or let me say again, our ego wants us. Sorry about that light there, guys. Wants us to stay inside this box. What's that box? That box is our comfort zone. Okay. It's why whenever we feel there's change taking place in our life, we're not comfortable. Okay. If we're as children growing up and we went through a divorce, um, we had to move. Okay. Mom or dad got a new job and we had to move. Or for whatever reason, okay, the ego wants us to stay in that box. That's familiarity. Okay. But truly, guys, everything, our power is in within us. Okay. I am source, and there is no other. What that means is source energy is that inner spirit that's inside of us, that voice that talks to us, that the ego doesn't want us to listen to. Okay. The ego, okay, is the voice that tells us don't go after that, whatever it may be. They may not really like you. The ego looks in the mirror and says, well, the hair's out of place, and I'm not so sure you look as good today as you did yesterday, or whatever it may be. Okay, those are those mental conversations we're having in our mind. Learn to let go. In theory, guys, there is nothing to let go of. Okay, there is nothing to let go of. Bashar says 15 minutes a day. Think about what it is that we would love to be able to do or have in our life. Think about, quiet our mind and listen to that voice inside. Trust what we're hearing, okay? Trust of what we want, what that voice is saying, that this is what our path is, and then let go of the outcome, okay? But how many of us don't let go of the outcome? We have a vice grip on it. But what if they say this? What if that happens? What if this happens? That's controlling. Okay, that's fear. That comes from it comes from a base or a level of fear that's in our life. Okay, there is nothing out there that has any control of us. We are the ones. Us and us alone are the ones. Okay, there is nothing outside of us. The only thing that we see on the outside is a reflection of our conversations on the inside. Okay. Life is like a giant, or reality. There is no reality. We are reality. The reality we see in what's called 3D, 3D occurrences is what is going on in our mind. So I want to read you something that I heard over the weekend that was very profound. It was from it was from one of the it was from one of the greatest scientists, or minds of science, if you will, at his time. Einstein and him were considered the greatest scientists of their time. And if I can find it, his name was Max Planck. You can look him up. He was given the Nobel Peace Prize. He was awarded it based on his research of the atom. And in his acceptance speech, said this. And by the way, just so you know, scientists, they need hardcore evidence. Okay. No hocus pocus, no potions, no source, anything like that. Okay, they need that hardcore evidence. They're very much working out of the left side of their brain. But Max said this: as a man who has devoted his entire life to the most clear-headed study of matter, I can tell you, as a result of my research of atoms, this much: there is no matter as such. All matter originates and exists only by virtue of a force which brings the particle of an atom to vibration and holds this most minute solar system together, which holds the atom together. So, one of the greatest minds in his time said, we must assume behind this force the existence of a conscious and intelligent mind. This mind is the matrix of all matter. Now, that is very powerful evidence. Albert Einstein said, the most important question to ask of oneself is this: do I live in a peaceful or hostile universe? Okay? Because whatever it is that we think is going on the outside, we are going to draw that to us. So we learn to let go. We learn to understand that in the letting go process, we start to understand there really is no letting go of anything. It is just coming to learn to trust our inner voice, that inner voice that speaks to us. Affirmations are fine. Um, Meditations are fine. You can certainly do that, but you don't have to do that. You just have to learn how to trust the understanding that I am. I heard a great quote once. It said, and this is something if you want to talk about affirmations, conditions are conditions, but I am. So whenever we find ourselves being tested by the universe, and we will be tested because it's the ego that is saying the body. But remember, guys, I mentioned it a few times now in my videos. By age 35, we are a memorized set of unconscious habits, behaviors, um, emotional reactions, hardwired attitudes, beliefs, and perceptions by age 35 because it can't be any other way. This is where we've been programmed because the generations before us, this is how they learn to live in life. Change it's going from matter to matter, trying to change matter, okay? We think about how the programming, okay? Just think about what was your programming, let's say, around money. Doesn't grow on trees, right? Um, One I know for myself growing up, breaking my back, slave to the grind. And if you get it as you get older, right? I was in sales. What are the big quotes in sales? Crushing it, right? Um, Closing, okay? ABC, always be closing. Um, we're not saying manipulation, but you get an idea, right? So crushing it. Um, in sports, that he's a dog. He's not a human. He's a dog. This is very much counter to what our source energy, what our body is wanting to be in. This is why there's such rampant alcohol and drug abuse in the world, because that's the outlet. It can't be any other way. Our ego has us in a place of keeping up with the Joneses, right? There's another one. Um, you know, um, I'm out there breaking my back. Um, we're poor, but at least we're happy, right? Um, Keeping up with the Joneses. Um, Filthy Rich is another one. I'm sure you guys, if you think of any other ones, feel free to comment down below. Anything else that you feel as though was a certain type of programming that you were led to believe was the right way. Um, Coming from a religious standpoint, I'm Irish, brought up Irish Catholic. What was the big thing about that? Well, if you don't go to confession on Saturday, there is this person in the sky who's judging you. St. Peter's waiting at the pearly gates for us. Don't do that. So a lot of it again is this conditioning. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with the church and the teachings of the church. Yes, absolutely. You want to learn to live by them. Do unto a neighbor as you do unto yourself, because really we are all connected. Whatever we do to somebody else, we're doing to ourselves. But the judging, right? The mindset of, well, if I do something wrong, something bad's going to happen to me. Karma. Just learn to live. Learn to start to operate from a prism, from a standpoint of, I am reality. I am source, because we all are a part of that source energy. I am source, and there is nothing else. I am reality. Okay. It doesn't come from an ego standpoint, but it does come from a perspective of, I create my own reality. Okay. Something else, real quick before we end here. We're in the wintertime here, and a lot of illnesses are going around, right? Going around. That's programmed in our mind. Somebody gets an illness at work. Oh yeah, that's going around. What is that saying? Well, it's inevitable. I'm going to get it. No. The counter to that is, I am source energy. There is no other. I am perfect health. Okay, we're programmed, and really, science has shown on a chemical level our bodies react to this type of inner talking. Okay, so this is today's message, guys. Letting go, although there really is no letting go, but trust. Learn how to trust yourself, that inner voice inside of you. Understand what it's trying to say. Learn to love it and trust it. So I see that, guys. The next video, once again, like I always say, if you feel so compelled, like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get all these videos. Comment down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about what things you're doing to let go, or to learn how to feel more comfortable in trusting of yourself. And also some of the things that you feel you were programmed to believe growing up. Money doesn't grow on trees, things of that nature, or maybe it was something around karma. So until I see you guys next time, have a great day. Much love and success.